Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rise and Lead Women's Leadership Perspectives, where we help leaders take their leadership journey to the next level. I am your host, CheRee Wiley, founder and CEO of Diverse Perspectives, Writing and Consulting Services, where we are committed to empowering growth, transforming lives, and reimagining success one client at a time. Today's episode is dedicated to a recap of season 1 and a celebration of all our guests and all the great things that they are doing. We have had 6 special guests on the show this year since we first started, and we want to take some time to just thank them for their participation on the podcast, but also share a little bit about what they have going on in this season. Also, at the very end of this episode, there will be a big reveal on my end, so please be sure to stay tuned. This year, we have had guests such as Pastor Rhonda Anderson Johnson, Dr. Crystal Lamb. We've had Denisha Smith. We've also had Dr. Cassandra Harris, Ms. Linda Clark, and Ms. Brianna Jones to grace us with their presence and to share powerful insight. And so we'll get into that in just a little bit. But I just thank you for joining me today. I hope that you will revisit some of these episodes and get some more insight to maybe chew on something, maybe something you missed the first time. But it's all about us continuing to grow and to develop together. I know that them being on the podcast really blessed me. Every single episode, I was able to glean some powerful insights from the power of motherhood and leveraging that as the first sign of leadership to the way that we nurture people's growth, gifts, and how we help them to grow, as well as being very mindful of what type of leader we want to be. So many different things that have been highlighted here through these special women who have graced us with their presence. And so I look forward to doing a recap on today to really bring those things to light, as well as to share some of the things that have happened that are new since they were on the podcast. And this is really what it's all about. Again, to connect women, it's about connection. And so there are quite a few things that I have started to do as well this year, in addition to what it is that was happening previously. And so I just want us to all have the support that we need in order to continue to move forward. And as you all know, who have been following the podcast for a while, I'm all about community. I'm all about uplift. It's not about competition. It's not about who can do it better. It's about just making sure that we all are supported in our goals, and that we understand that there are resources available to us through people that can really help us. Also, we spent time talking about some books this year, and so we'll also kind of get into some of that as well. So if you are excited about this episode, please be sure to share and to like and to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And we are moving forward. Our very first guest of season 1 of Rise and Lead Women's Leadership Perspectives was Pastor Rhonda Anderson Johnson. And this episode actually came out on Mother's Day week. And it was an ode to motherhood as the first example of leadership. And so Pastor Rhonda Anderson Johnson is my mother, and she sat down with me to talk about the example that she set for me as leader, as well as the example that my grandmother set for her, and also me, because I had the privilege of growing up in the house with the 2 of them. And then we also had a conversation where I was able to reflect on the power of her leadership and watching the 2 women in my life show me how to operate in the role of leader, and now the example that I'm setting for my own children And so it was a very powerful episode. I would suggest that if you have not already done so, that you go back and check it out. Pastor Rhonda Anderson Johnson is continuing to do great things. She is officially the bounce back coach. Her coaching style revolves around dealing with grief and loss, also building confidence, as well as navigating adverse diagnoses and illnesses and those sorts of things. She is definitely well equipped to help you through these processes. So if you need her assistance, please do not hesitate to reach out and to seek her coaching services. You can connect with her via Facebook, and the link to episode 1 is also here. So please, if you haven't done so, take a listen. It will really change your life and possibly change your view of motherhood, because I definitely think motherhood is sometimes something that we kind of downplay, and it doesn't get the shine that it really should, because those of us who are mothers know that motherhood is not easy by any means, and that it takes a really special type of person to be a good mother and to nurture our children in the way that they need to be nurtured. And I'm very grateful to my mother for the positive impact that she's had on my life. And so I hope that you will connect with her and take a listen. Our second guest in season 1 on episode 2 was Dr. Crystal Lamb, DNP, a close friend of mine. She and I have been friends for over 20 years, and she also shared her journey as mother and a lot of the challenges that she had to navigate in her journey to obtain this great accomplishment of becoming a DNP, and all the bumps that happened along the way, but she was able to persevere in the midst of loss and other personal challenges. And so this episode was really powerful to understand that as women, especially women in leadership, like, we all experience our own bumps in the road at times, and the power of just self-care and making sure that you are keeping the main thing, focusing on family and on those who matter most. And so this episode was really powerful in capturing the importance of that from the perspective of someone who has lived through it and was able to come out on the other side, not necessarily unsinged from the fire, but definitely determined to keep moving and continue to make an example, or set an example for the young people in which she has been gifted with, who are looking up to her, and being able to support her family and support her own mental health has been life-changing for her. And I believe that her story and her journey will also be life-changing for you. So if you're interested in connecting with Dr. Crystal Lamb, she is on Facebook. And if you're interested in watching the second episode of Rise and Lead, again, it is available on YouTube. The link is here. You can also listen to it on Spotify. But we are looking forward to the great things to come from Dr. Crystal Lamb, because this is just the beginning of her journey, and she has accomplished so much. She is such an inspiration to those who know and love her, and we know that we will see more great things from her in the future. Our third guest appeared on episode 4. Miss Denisha Smith is a licensed mental health practitioner, and she is the owner of her own practice, Healing Well Therapy, which is located in Richmond, Virginia. Denisha is very dedicated to her clients and to the mental health, especially of African American women. And so she talks on the episode about the importance of mental health. She did appear during Mental Health Awareness Month on the episode, and the insights that she was able to share and the conversation that we had was extremely impactful. It was impactful for me, and I'm sure for those who were listening. So if you have not taken a listen to that and you would like to get some practical information around mental health from a licensed practitioner, please be sure to take a listen. As with all the other episodes, the link is here. Also, ways for you to connect with Healing Will Therapy are here as well. You have the website as well as the phone number. So be sure to reach out and seek out Denisha Smith's services. She is amazing. I've also known her for a very, very long time, and I can say for sure that she will take great care of you if you are to seek her services. And we are also looking forward to all the great things that she has going on, because she is continuing to move forward and continuing to do amazing things in this season. Dr. Cassandra Harris was our fourth guest on episode 6 of season 1, and we sat down to talk about the evolution of leadership. Dr. Cassandra Harris is a certified breakthrough master coach and JAI certified parenting coach with over 23 years of experience in the fields of leadership and management. And so Dr. Harris was able to share a lot of important insights on just the evolution of leadership and the type of leader that she wants to be and how she wants to show up. It was a very powerful conversation. Dr. Harris is still doing great things in her career and in the area of promoting the strength of parents and how parents support their students and support young people in which they serve. And so her website is the superpower of parenting.com. She also has a book that will be coming out soon that is about how parents are able to navigate the educational system. So continue to look for great things from her. If you want to connect with her, please go to her website, the superpower of parenting.com. Also, if you want to listen to this particular episode, the link is here. It also is available on Spotify. So I hope that you will reach out. Dr. Cassandra Harris has really great insights to share based off of her own journey as a single parent, navigating the educational system with her son, as well as, just her experiences. She has a passion for helping parents to succeed and to overcome some of the stigmas that are common in the educational system as well as in life when we are just trying to deal with our young people. Because again, as I mentioned before, parenting is not easy. And so all the support that we can get is definitely needed. So please, please, please be sure to connect with her in the near future. And I hope that if you haven't already listened to the episode, that you'll listen to it, or you can just go and listen to it again. Miss Linda Clark is a powerhouse. She was our fifth guest on episode 8 of season 1, and the conversation was amazing. So we talked about nurturing the gifts of those on your team. And Miss Linda Clark has been leading teams for a very, very long time. As she put it herself, she feels like she's been leadership her entire life. And watching her, you can just see how she is able to really manage her team. And in this case, she is a worship leader. So when she's having the interactions and she's bringing out, you can tell she pulls out gifts of the people on the team. It is just so amazing to watch and so inspiring. And so if you have the opportunity, please go and listen to that conversation, because it absolutely blew me away to just be able to glean from her and to gather those insights. It was so powerful. If you're interested in connecting with Miss Linda Clark, you can follow her on social media on Facebook. She also is featured in a book. She's one of the authors in a anthology that recently came out called Our Awakened Voices, Real People, Real Stories to Awaken Your Soul, now available on Amazon, and the link is here as well. her story is inspiring as she is, and so I hope that you will support that project and support all the things that she's doing. She's an amazing artist, amazing singer vocally, and is always pointing back to God and giving God the glory, and that is what we are all about. And so everything about the interactions that we had on the episode, as well as the things that she's doing on her own, so powerful. We know that so much more is yet to come, and I hope that you will connect with her in the very near future. Miss Brianna Jones, the chef of life, was our sixth and final guest on season one. She shared her insights on leadership and the way that she goes about her life coaching that she provides. It was such great insight. And, for me, she and I have connected because we are both women in a space who are about lifting each other up. It's not about tearing each other down or about competition. It is definitely about forward movement on all ends. And so I just absolutely love Bray's spirit and the way that she presents the information. It is very, very inspiring because she is very passionate about all the things that she is doing. And so she is still moving forward with the Sovereign Life Coaching, and all the information is here for you to be able to follow and to connect with her, as well as the link to episode 10 so that you can check out the actual conversation. Go back and take a listen. There were so many powerful nuggets in this particular episode. She was just dropping them on top of dropping them. I mean, like literally the whole conversation about the shepherd. I'm not going to go into deep details because I really want you to go and take a listen, but it was spot on, so very powerful. So I hope that you will connect with her, and we expect so many other great things. I know of some things that she's thinking about doing in the future, and I am here for it. I will most definitely be supporting, and I hope that you will do the same. Now for the moment that you have all been waiting for, the big reveal. So I have officially released my very first book of fiction. It is not directly related to women's leadership. That is coming. However, this is a book for women to empower women. And this book is a passion that comes deep from my core. I've actually been working on this book for the last 10 years. It was a way for me to process the events of, I have shared before, I was previously married. And so as I was going through my divorce and was starting over completely, this was what I poured myself into. And so it took a while for me to process all the feelings that were related, as well as to kind of figure out where we were going to end with the book. And it was quite a journey. And there are pieces of me that are in this book, and then there are pieces of fiction. And so, as you are reading it, if you choose to do so, I hope that you understand that the purpose of this book is to discuss the journey that happens when we are going through life in general. There is a process, and if you are a super saint who came out of the womb saved, this book is probably not for you, because this character, Carmen Sanchez, who is the main character of this story, she is a real woman who goes through real things, and she processes things in ways that you may not understand, but they are definitely ways that she sees as best, because we're all making decisions. We're trying to get it right. We don't always know what is right. And so I hope that you will engage with this particular text, because it is a true message from my heart, that there's always hope, that even when you are at the very bottom and you have experienced some things that are terrible, you still find hope. And I'm not speaking from a place of something that I think. This is something that I know. My story is one that I will share one day. Maybe it will be in connection with this book, but I have been through quite a few things, and thank God I don't look like what I've been through. But in that process, I had to go through it. I had to walk out the journey. There were so many nights where tears that I cried, and sacrifices that had to be made, and decisions. And sometimes it wasn't the right decision. But the main point is that when it all came down to it, I found my way back to a place of peace. I found my way back to the source, and that is God. And he really nursed me back to my complete self. And there are still some days where healing is still taking place, and I can acknowledge that. And so even as I go back and read the book, it just means so much to me to know that I was able to find an outlet in order to process my feelings and emotions while I was on that journey. And I hope that all of you will take out the time to figure out what it is that you need to do to process when you are dealing with really, really heavy issues, because we all need an outlet. And writing has always been that for me. And for you, it may be something similar. It may be something completely different, but whatever it is, you have to find that thing that brings you joy and that helps you to get back to the place where you want to be. And so, again, you can find this book on Amazon. It is also available on my website, as well as, the link is available on my website, as well as Painted Tree. So I now have a space in Painted Tree on Midlothian. It is all things diverse perspectives. We have quite a few little trinkets and things that you can pick up for the holidays for family and friends. There's more to come. The store is mostly stocked currently with this particular book, but there will be more items that will be added along the way. Also, I have partnered with She Heals the World and their clubhouse. And so we are taking a pause on our leadership hour until the new year. But starting back in January, we will be continuing with our leadership hour every Tuesday at 10 a.m. And so if you are interested in any of those things, please be sure to connect. I want to connect with you. Also, I am on Facebook, Instagram. We know TikTok is going away, but I'm there right now. And so there are so many different ways that you can connect with me and with my work. But please go and get your copy of Missing Pieces, Carmen's Story today, where it is available. And I just thank you for all of your support over this year. I am so excited for what season 2 will hold, all the amazing things, all the amazing guests. Already have guests lined up for starting first thing. So the new year, the January episode will be just kind of a kickoff, and then we will be hot and rolling February through November, and then December again will be a recap, unless something else changes, but that is the plan. Season 2 has got all sorts of things. We've got a theme song. We've got changing of some of the colors and some of the interactions. And so I am just so very excited and so grateful that you have rocked with me all year long. Actually for the last 6 months, right? Because we got started in May, but I am definitely looking forward to all that we will do and learn and grow together in 2025. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you next year.